Hi everyone, Mrs. West here with this week's lesson. Now, last week we were talking about warm and cool colors. And we discovered that warm colors are on one half of the color wheel, and they are what I call the fire colors, the colors that remind you of heat, the sun, fire. Anything that's warning you that it's hot is usually red. And the cool colors on this side. The colors of place that you'd like to think of being when it's really, really hot outside, like in the water or in a forest or maybe on top of some purple mountains. Okay, so warm colors, cool colors. Now, I asked you to make a decision last week whether you wanted to make your background in warm or cool colors. So, I have chosen cool colors. And in your background, you could color whatever style you wanted. I chose to do some Matisse shapes. Some of you might have decided to do some Action Jackson scribbling. Whatever it was you wanted to do, that's fine. So here is my cool background. I use colored pencils on this. Now I have a piece of construction paper that is the opposite of my background. I have chosen a warm piece of paper for this part. Okay. Now, this is a regular piece of printer paper that I drew this on. And printer paper comes in a size which is usually 8.5 by 11 inches. Construction paper comes in a size which is often 9 by 12. So there's a difference in size here. Now, I cut the piece of construction paper in half because I'm only going to use a half a sheet. And this sheet happens to be 6 by 9. But I need it to be the same size as half of this paper. So I'm going to have to do a little cutting. So what I did was I took my drawing and I put it like this. I didn't press down really, really hard, just at one spot to see where the halfway mark was on my paper. Okay. And then I took this piece of paper, I put it underneath, I lined it up with that half. Oops. Like this. And I said, okay, this is how much paper I have to cut off right here and right here. So, take a pencil or a pen, whatever you want to use. Whoops, a ruler would actually be very helpful right this second, so I'm going to do that as well. Because otherwise I'm going to make a lot of squiggles. Okay, so I'm going to cut there. And I'm going to cut here. This is so that the paper will fit properly when I'm done. Okay, so you want this paper to end up being 5.5 by 8.5. So here I go. I'm going to cut it up. Okay, so let's see. This is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, now, okay, there's my picture again. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to cut it. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces. Okay, it almost looks like a checkerboard. Cool, hot, cool, hot. Now, I am going to cut Valentines out of this. Heart shapes. Okay, so you have to decide if you want your paper to go like this or if you want your paper to go like that. I'm going to use my paper like this. So I'm going to take both these pieces of paper and fold them in half again. And I'm going to draw half a heart shape. I like to call that half a heart shape a C, because it kind of starts out like a C, but then it doesn't curl up, it goes straight here. I'm going to do that over here too. Start with a C, nice big C, and go off the edge. Now, I'm going to cut these out. Now, this sounds kind of complicated to explain, but it really isn't hard. There's one. And here comes my second. Now, I am going to glue all of these pieces, all of these nice warm pieces, onto my nice cool background. And some of my hearts will be warm, and some of my heart holes will be cool. And that will give this a nice look. So first I'm going to bend them back slightly so that they don't push up so much. I'm going to get myself a piece of scrap paper for gluing, and I'm going to start doing that. So I'm going to do the rectangles first, and I'm going to make sure I put the glue on the side that has the pen mark on it so that that doesn't end up showing. So do my four corners and do the inside. So put these down one at a time before they dry, because this kind of glue dries pretty quick. Gonna line this up over here. Press it down. Okay, here's a nice cool colored heart. Let's put another one down, making sure to put the glue on the side that has my pen marks on it. And I'm going to make sure I get the corners, all the edges. Okay, here comes my second one. So this rectangle with the cutout heart is going to go up here. I'm going to make sure I line up the edges good first. There. Then I can push the rest of it down. Okay, so here I have my two rectangle cutout hearts. Now, time for these guys. Again, if you have any pen markings on them, you want to put the glue on the side with those markings so that it doesn't show in the end. Do my center, do my two sides. I'm going to place that in the center here. And my last heart, finishing up. And this will make a lovely, warm, and cool picture, as well as a beautiful Valentine, should you choose to share it with somebody. Now, I like to flip my paper over when I do a lot of gluing and really give it a good rub down, because sometimes that stuff starts to curl up. So I want it to stay. Okay, I'm very happy with that. And I hope that you guys are happy with your Valentine pictures as well, and that you've learned something about warm and cool colors. Okay, so when you finish, take a picture of your beautiful Valentine and attach it to Google Classroom so that I can see it. Terrific. Okay, ta-ta for now.